Had you done a psychological exam on him?
His family even agrees there's something wrong with him.
That's not
He
what
even
I
gets
asked.
about it. No, I didn't.
Did you have him go through a physiological exam, medical exam?
No,
Uh-huh.
he just acting nuts. So he swore he had gin inside of him. So hmm,
So what you did last night on the live was unethical,
maybe a little
and
crazy. Yeah,
you damaged a lot of people because there are a lot of people coming in here very distraught over what happened, what they saw last night. Not to mention you have falsely imprisoned someone with handcuffs, and there are now a ton of moments with that recorded that we could send a prosecutor. That's not how exorcisms are done, my friend. Got a lot of experience doing exorcisms.
and I got a little crazy last night. I know.
Um, that can't happen again, or I will file reports against you with prosecutors and you now. I'm ethically obligated to. I've been a bishop of the church for 23 years. I've had a lot of training in exorcisms. How much training have you had in exorcisms?
Not a whole lot.
Uh huh. That's not for the faint of heart, and it's certainly not to be done on live because you can do serious damage to people psychologically watching you do what you did. And the fact that you cuffed him the way you did and you manhandled him the way you did, yeah, I've seen what you did. You could have killed him, and then that would have been on you. I don't know what
Yeah, I got
jurisdiction you're in.
I got a little carried away. I know.
Where are you located? Are you in the U.S.?
Yes.
Yeah, you would have gone to prison, and there would have been a ton of evidence. All these moments that people have been sending me. Not to mention, if an exorcism's not done properly, you've just set that, whatever that was, if it was really a demon, you've now set that free around vulnerable people, and you've opened up the person to having all kinds of more demons come into them. That's why we have a set protocol in the church of how we do it so that it's we don't open the vessel up to other things coming into them. So what are your credentials? Where were you ordained?
Well, my certificate I keep.
Hang on, I gotta
My
blow you up.
certificate of ministry, credentials of ministry from Universal Life Church. I've been since
In other words, you
1996.
in other words, you paid a fee and you got ordained online.
I took some classes and stuff. At the time, at the time I got it, it was more intense than it is now.
I've known about the ULC since the mid '80s. They've never been intense.
Well, it was more. It was questionnaires and things like this at one time. In fact, it was before.
It's an
Actually, it was
online ordination mill.
older than 1986. But that's where they set me back to when they did my give me my new certificate so I could do marriages and stuff.
And a lot of states are now saying they won't accept ULC ordinations for marriages.
Well, they still do around here. Well, at the time I did, he wouldn't keep his hands off my daughter. I felt she was in danger too.
Well, then you
So
call the police,
I got him a ride out of here and got him home. I cuffed him, got him home.
but not before you put on a spectacle that hurt people. I don't think you realize or even care what you did.
I do.
I mean, when I have people coming here crying because of what they saw, I mean, I've had to suggest they go see a therapist now. And I hope they'll send the bill to you because you are directly responsible for that. There are right ways and wrong ways to do it. If you want to do exorcisms right, you learn. Hang on, folks. You learn, you get educated, and you do it in private. Ben, I'm going to drop you for a minute.
Go ahead, Bishop. Do what you got to do. I'll be here.
Okay.
Hey, thanks very much. Yeah, Johnny B, we watched your broadcast last night and it was very extreme. It affected us all mentally with what happened. We were all traumatized. And like the way you handcuffed him, put your hands on his forehead, trying to bring the demon out without any proper education. I was concerned. What if it was a real demon that you release into your household? You already have vulnerable souls living in your home. What if it affects them? Think of your grandson, Austin. It broke my heart. What if you release a demon in your household, Johnny B? We care about you. What you did was very unethical. Luna is Johnny B's daughter. She lives with him. She typed in the chat, I went upstairs and one of my mirrors was knocked on the floor. So, John, explain this to us. What if you released a demon to your house? Bishop, can you answer this? This is scary.
He could have. Could very
She
well
said
have.
she said the dogs were barking when it was going on too, and we weren't making a big commotion. Animals can sense these type of energies. Animals.
Well, everything's calm around here today.
That doesn't necessarily mean anything. It just means at the moment things are calm. If you were dealing with a true demon, and I have to caveat that because the reality is true possession is very, very rare. If you were dealing with a true demon, then what you did could have opened up a
I figured
whole.
out after all that he's just plain crazy. There was nothing there to worry about.
Well, that makes it even worse because you can
Saying he
do
was the president
real.
of the USA. Really? Come on.
Do what?
He kept saying he was the president of USA.
Well, that should have been one of your great indications that he was not possessed, but mentally disturbed. And when you do an exorcism on someone mentally disturbed, you do more damage to them, not less.
John, you false imprisoned a mentally ill person and performed an exorcism on him. Imagine all the psychological damage you might have done to him.
And if he goes to the cops, you're going to prison, dude. And not for a few
Very
days.
inappropriate with my daughter too.
Doesn't matter. Your reaction is what's going to put you in prison. You should have called the police and had him escorted out.
I did the next best thing. I got him his taxi and sent him home.
Okay.
Got him out of here.
But not before you falsely imprisoned him and you abused him. And you psychologically scarred all the people watching. So for everybody watching who watched it, I suggest you go see a therapist. And I suggest that you send the bill to Johnny B. And if he doesn't pay, take him to court. He has proven in this short period of time he has no remorse for what he did. He wants to justify
I've been
his
thinking about
actions.
it all day long. Don't think I haven't been thinking about it all day.
He wants to justify his actions rather than take responsibility for the fact that he did something illegal, unethical, and immoral.
You want me to call the cops up myself and turn myself in right now and get it over with? That's what people want. People want to make a big mess out of something.
It is a big mess. What you did is a huge mess. I'm appalled that you don't understand that.
Bishop Greg, we have Ava that would like to join the panel. If our friend Spider Max could calm down, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Stay nearby, Spider.
Hello, everybody. I'm Z Brother.
Gotta find Ava. Hang on.
Ava Bolton.
Here you go, Ava.
Hello.
Hey, Ava.
Welcome.
Hello, Dolly.
Hey.
That's Musa back there, and his brother is the
Here we
man
go,
who
that's
was
Z Brother.
inappropriately exercised last night. And he doesn't care. Musa doesn't care. But
Exactly. Here we
I was
go.
wondering, Bishop Gray, after the exorcism, they unhandcuffed him, and he hung out with them for a while, and then Lori let him put his face on her chest as a pillow to comfort him, and I was wondering if maybe that would like make up for some of what they did.
So you're going to say that justifies false imprisonment and abusive behavior. Okay.
No, I'm just like karmically speaking, it made him really happy. Was that something that could kind of offset the balance a little bit?
No.
Oh.
No.
And Bishop Greg, I remember Johnny B showing him a false police badge to the mentally ill person and then handcuffing him.
Not pretending to be a police officer.
And
but why did you show him your police badge?
He showed him his ministry certificate.
Real police cuffs. The regulation police handcuffs.
Yeah. And he showed him his badge and his handcuffs and his minister certificate and license.
So you're a licensed law enforcement officer?
No. I wasn't telling him I was a police officer. I said it's a real badge, but it's not mine.
Is it real?
It is a real badge. Yes, it is.
Oh, wow.
It's not illegal to have a real badge. If I put on a
Bishop
uniform and go out with a gun strapped to my side and my handcuffs and pretend to be a cop, then it's real. If I go in and I try to bust somebody on the street, then it's a trouble.
Bishop Greg, are you familiar with The Little Mermaid?
He said he look at what Toad was saying. He was even asked to be in cuffs, and
Bishop Greg, are you familiar with the movie The Little Mermaid?
I am.
Well, in the beginning of the movie, she shows off her cave and she sings, "I have what she say? I have gadgets and gazmos and who's it and what's it?" And that's Johnny B. Like he just likes to collect things like the Little Mermaid. That's why he has all these handcuffs
Yeah, he loves to collect stuff.
and the badge and everything. All this stuff he has. It's like the Little Mermaid's cave. And she goes, "I want more." It's just like that. He wants more all the time.
Yeah.
And another thing
I
he collects are really weird people. So, this man Z is an example, and I'm just really worried that they won't be able to get rid of this guy Z.
He's Musa's brother, and Musa lives in that household currently, so you might have Z come over more frequently.
Yeah, and he's been telling Lori that she's his future wife and things like that.
Yeah.
folks, listen. I get everything you're saying. Okay.
They need help.
But still,
They
what
need
I
your...
did was not right. I'm not going to argue the point. Okay.
Do you think you could counsel Johnny B into becoming a better man? Because we've been trying and none of us are like official anything. We're just his friends, you know? We can't really work in any official capacity like you could.
He's going to have to become a better person.
Yeah.
I
I
mean, that,
agree.
you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink.
Johnny B, will you drink? Will you drink the water that Bishop Greg is handing to you?
Yeah.
Why is he coughing? Is that a demon coming out?
I
No.
think he just took a hit or something.
Okay.
That's right, Wendy. He's not a horse.
Nobody said that he was a horse.
Well, Wendy's just pointing out a fact.
Oh, okay.
My initial gut reaction is to take all of the moments and just forward them to the prosecutor and let them deal with this.
What?
Because I feel that this was a huge violation ethically and morally. And if the person who was handcuffed is mentally disturbed, it's abuse of a mental patient.
Well, he enjoyed it and he wanted it. He wanted
Doesn't
the demon.
matter. Does not matter.
We're not
And
really
I'm
sure if he's
appalled.
mentally ill.
I'm appalled that people find this acceptable behavior.
We're not really sure he's
Appalled.
mentally ill or what's going on with him. I thought he was just drunk. I thought they were all just drunk.
Well, if he was drunk, he was incapable of making an informed consent, and therefore it's still unlawful imprisonment.
Well, but so I've always been curious about that. If there's three drunk people and they all get up to no good, who is the responsible party and how can you find fault?
Yeah. Who's the designated driver?
I guess I
Well,
don't know.
considering that Johnny B seemed to be in the driver's seat, it's him.
Yeah. He thinks he's the king of karaoke and the king of the man cave.
I think Dolly did, Lori. Dolly?
No, not
Several people
necessarily,
came to
but
me.
I came in.
Several people came to me, and I'm not. Whoa, stop.
Yeah.
Several people came to me, and I'm not going to do a witch hunt as to who blew the whistle. Because number one, that's unethical too. I'm beginning to
If I go on
see.
live here tonight and apologize for my action of last night, would that make anything work? Make anybody feel a little bit better? I mean, I have no problem with that. What I did, I may agree with not.
Well, here's my thing, Johnny B. One, if you ever do something like this again, I won't hesitate to contact the authorities. Period. That's just, I'm going to be honest with you.
He needs a friend
Because
like that.
that was not only unethical, it's illegal, it's abusive, and it's immoral. And you did damage to people. And I'm sorry, your ULC certificate does not give you the right to perform exorcisms. It doesn't.
What kind of certification does that require?
He's required to have training in it.
Yeah.
To actually be trained to do exorcisms, only a few people are able to actually go through the training. Even the Vatican themselves only train about 5 or 6 people in a decade, in 10 years' time. Then he should have been arrested, Scat, fun, by
That's
a
not
real
Wendy, I
police
realize.
officer.
That's not really Wendy. Wendy is in here though.
I mean, if he was touching the guy's daughter, have him fucking arrested.
Well, that was really disturbing for me. I couldn't
Yeah.
sleep until I saw him leave the house, and
Yeah.
um and it was really like it was scary that he kept touching her. But you know what? She's an adult and I don't know, she has to be able to handle that herself.
It's called you dial 911 and you have him put in cuffs and drug out.
Do you
It's that
know
simple.
a lot of people
I
get
have a
mad if
daughter.
you call the cops?
I don't care. If there's a guy in my house touching my daughter and she doesn't want to be touched, you can damn well guarantee I'm calling the cops and his ass is going to jail. I don't care if he gets mad or not.
I know, like, my first reaction was like, if my dad was there, he would have dragged the guy out by the scruff of his neck if he had to and put him outside.
My daughter had something to say about all this too.
Okay, Lori?
She's going to the bathroom. She'll be back here in just a minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm afraid, what if this guy was really possessed and he was trying to project his negative energies onto Lori by molesting her? It was awful last night. And we kept yelling, like, it needs to stop. This guy needs to keep distance from her.
It was really similar to when Billy was punching Johnny B and we couldn't do anything about it. But
Yeah.
at least someone called the police that time.
So
Yeah.
you all know where he lives and were able to call the police for that, but you couldn't call the police last night?
Well, because I couldn't be sure if Lori was okay with it or not.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
If
Doesn't
it's
matter.
no, I
If
think it
you
does because if she was
no, stop.
consensual, if she was
I'm gonna
consenting to
drop
it.
you if you keep it up. On my lives, it's my rules. When I say stops, everybody stops. If you felt there was a problem, I don't care if she thought it was consensual or not. That's for the cops to decide, not you. You pick up the phone and call the cops. It's like all these people that rather than call the cops will film somebody getting beat to death or shot or killed. No, you call the police.
I have called the police in the past and then people got angry with me over it.
Scat, that's your last warning.
The rules are fine. I have no problem, Harmar. But
Can one of the mods take care of Scat Fun? I'm having trouble. My computer is running very slow. No, you don't. Trust me, I've called the cops many a time seeing something go down that's illegal online.
But so, if you're not sure if it's consensual, should you call the cops though?
If you feel that the person is in danger, yes, absolutely.
Well, I didn't feel they were in danger. I felt like Lori was okay because her dad was right there, and but I did feel like he may be like pushing her boundaries, and she wasn't being assertive enough to say no. So I don't know if that is something that would require the police to be involved.
Yes, it would.
Well,
Thank you, Spider.
um,
I'm gonna add Charlie to our cadre for tonight since we have so many people in here.
would you be willing to come around Johnny B and help us when we're not sure?
Yeah.
Well, since he left,
Oh,
I
he
think
just
he's
did?
an answer.
Johnny B,
He
where
doesn't
did you
want help.
go?
What was that, Bishop Greg?
Johnny B doesn't want help. And unfortunately, this is a huge mess. Um, I I need to consult with our team and decide how we're going to proceed. Because what you brought to me is something that I'm morally obligated to report. I'm a mandated reporter, and I'm obligated to report this problem. And so, uh, and I'm very appalled. I'm trying to bring Johnny B back up, but it won't let me. Um, so
He says, I am going to go live to apologize for my actions. Please let my daughter talk when she arrives. Okay, he
no,
already
I'll
started
actually,
over.
because I
Okay.
don't know where Johnny B lives, I'll report it to the feds and let them find him.
What?
If I have to make a report, that's who I'll have to report to. But there's so many things here. The badge, the
Bishop, please don't
false
report him.
imprisonment.
Please, just lecture him instead. I'm sure he'll learn. We love
He's
Johnny B.
John is
We want
actually
him
a
to learn.
really good-hearted guy, and he does really dumb things
Yes,
sometimes.
he makes bad mistakes, but he needs lecturing. He needs to be educated.
What I did was possibly quite out of hand. But my daughter's going to come in here and speak about what some of the things that was going on too. And he needed to be detained for a little while to get his head together. And I took
That's
him out.
not your job to detain
You
him.
have the right to detain someone in your house if you feel they're unruly. And he
Only
was
until
kind
the
of,
police can arrive.
Yeah,
and
but
we
That's
they
the
were
law,
there.
let
Chris.
him go. And I told him he had to leave, and I got him out of here. I didn't want to have the police involved, and I didn't want him to have any kind of problem either. I was doing what I felt at the time was the right thing to do, and I got him out of here.
It's still called
So
false
I,
imprisonment.
I did, I, if I kept him citizen's arrest, basically, yeah, kind of the same thing. Citizen detention. I did not call the law because I felt it was handled. He was removed from the cuffs, and he was. I got him out of my house. I called the taxi for him and got him a ride home.
He was
That was
pretty
no law
happy
involved.
afterwards too.
He was very happy afterwards. He understood. It
I
wasn't
agree,
kidnapping because I
Charlie.
didn't keep it. It was temporary detention. I didn't keep him. He was temporarily detained.
Well, Johnny B, as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to continue trying to justify it and bring people in here to justify it, we have nothing
My
more to
daughter wants to tell
discuss.
you what was other things that was going on and why she wants to speak. That's all there is to it. She wants to speak. I
He,
did something wrong. I'm not trying to justify anything. Okay, I'm really not. I admit to my mistake, and I'm sorry for it. And I've thought about it all day long. It has bothered me all day long. Like, what the hell did I get into last night? And he's not going to be allowed back here again.
oh, thank God. That's the most important part.
But how do we know that? He's Moose's brother.
Well,
He's basically on the Billy list.
He's on he's on the kind of got to be careful list. If he does come around to see his brother, he's going to be staying away from my daughter, and good idea to kind of stay back away from me.
Yeah.
You know, if he wants to see his brother, that's what he has the right to do. But
Well,
I am very remorseful. Is right. I am very upset about the situation.
You're right,
It bothered
Bishop.
me. I had dreams last night that no, I was not drunk. I had like 4 beers, man, and he wasn't even drinking. He was drinking Monster Energy drinks.
oh, that's why he
Okay?
was all wired.
Yeah, he was wired up on Monster for sure.
Did you
But
give
I
him
had
any drugs?
we smoked pot,
Oh,
nothing
wow.
else.
Wow.
Did he bring it with him?
He
Maybe
brought
he
some
was
with him. Yeah,
already high.
he was up there when he came in the door. He was flying on full force.
This
I
is
Well,
don't
very
feel like
ungodly.
more
This
than
is
5
very
beers.
ungodly, Johnny B.
You know,
wait, I'm confused. Do religious people not smoke pot and drink? Because I know
We do,
sects
was it
but we
do.
start. They
was
can,
there
but
any captured moments of the people saying, "Yeah, cuff him up, cuff him up"?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The people in the chat were encouraging everything that was going on and was making fun of it and laughing at it. And for them to be sitting up here in this chat and on this panel talking about how they feel traumatized by it and this and that, they're fake as hell.
I never said that.
Not you,
Neither did
Ava,
I.
and or you, Dolly. You not those people that are in that
Ava,
room.
you were one of the
I said
people
I do
on the
not
panel
condone
at the
violence.
time
I was in the panel, but I never said I was
upset
traumatized.
because he was trying to touch me. It was fine. I could
Oh,
handle it.
I hated that
I
part.
could handle it. I was
I'm
handling
still
it.
pissed about that, Lori. He shouldn't have tried
It
to
didn't
touch
get
you.
escalated so far, but people kept pushing and escalating it.
It took him like 10 minutes to get the cuffs on because they were laughing so hard. And then the guy put his hands behind his back and they were laughing. And then John.
And then when the whole exorcism happened, he said, "There's a spirit inside me," and he was begging my dad to help him. He
Yeah,
believed
that's
at that
true.
moment that my dad could help him.
That's true.
And all you need is faith for anything to happen.
But
And you
John, you
know
were not
that.
authorized to do that.
You're not licensed.
I had faith that I could do.
I have enough experience with things that aren't seen to know that really all you need to do is tell it enough times to go the hell away and it'll go away.
It's dangerous to play with fire. You guys don't know what you're putting yourself onto.
I'm not
It's
Yeah, but
I
dangerous.
don't play with anything.
you have to
I just
understand the
have
Boltons.
experiences.
They come from a place where it's like I don't know. I don't know what kind of laws the people there follow. It's just a really weird place that they live in. It's not like a normal like town. You know what I mean?
The cuffs were a joke at first, then it just collapsed into
The
something
only
else.
person
Yeah.
in this room right
The
now
cups
to
were a joke.
authorize to do
And
this
then
is
it just
Bishop
got
Greg.
darker and darker and darker each time.
This is baby toad tadpole.
What got darker?
The cuffs at first was a joke. Like
Oh,
we were just playing with them,
yeah.
and then it just got darker and darker because he kept bringing up these spirits
Yeah.
and how they didn't like it.
So maybe I wasn't educated enough to handle it correctly. I'm not going to argue the point.
And when he was talking about, he said that he was in jail and then a spirit entered his body when he was in jail, and then he started talking about, "I'm the president of the United States," and his voice completely changed. His attitude completely changed. He's like, "I'm your commander in chief. This is an order." He was demanding to speak with the CIA. I think he's just schizophrenic. And
I
he
think.
believes that there's a spirit inside of him, and he doesn't want to see a doctor. He doesn't want to get any help.
Well,
Somebody's squealing terrible.
Handcuffing him doesn't make things right. That's for sure. It made it worse, it seems.
Dolly, What's
Yeah.
my game here? What's going on?
What do you
You
mean
mad
with
at
what's
you
my
mad
game
at
here?
Johnny B? You mad at him?
Yes, I think it was wrong what was done.
I think Dolly's just being over dramatic and just stirring drama
Well, I tell you what,
for kicks.
since you think it's being over dramatic, I'll take the moments and we'll deal with that in a different manner. And we'll let the authorities get involved and see what they think.
They're taking it
Because
serious.
no, I don't take it too
Because
seriously. I take it
a
very
lot of those
seriously.
clips, a lot of those moments are taken out of context. You can't just take those
Well, you can
moments.
explain
They
that in
have to
court,
audit
Pam.
you now for the full stream, and I don't think you now is going to give them that.
They'll be happy to. Trust me.
Because this is
And,
crazy, stupid.
you know, as somebody who's performed many sanctioned exorcisms, it's had a lot of training in it. I can tell you that what happened last night was not ethical. And since you all want to justify it and try to make it as though it's
It
something,
wasn't serious. Like,
We're not trying to justify anything.
that's all I'm hearing is trying to justify it.
I don't
It's
feel
to
I'm
the
trying
point
to
now that
justify
people are calling each other trolls over it, and blaming each other for bringing it to my attention. Well, you know what? Since I'm not going to be able to make heads or tails of it, I don't have any choice but to go up the chain. You know, um, it's called being a mandated reporter, folks.
Well, now you just contradicted yourself earlier. You said you weren't going to, and now you say you're going to. I'm
Yeah,
not
because
trying to justify what I did. I did not keep him imprisoned. I detained him for a while to get him to kind of calm down, and then he did. In fact, he gave his own arms back. I didn't force the cuffs on him. He put the arm behind his back himself. He says, "Yes, yes, go ahead."
he was begging for my dad to do that. He was begging for the help. Which that's not in the fucking clips. That's not in the clips. I was there the entire time.
Snare drum doesn't have a problem. It's not the problem with the whole thing, and it's not totally destroyed. It's got a hole in it where he set a cigarette down on my drum and burn a hole in the top of it.
Musa! Sounds like Mike's here. Better hurry up. He's gonna leave.
this, folks, is why unprofessional, untrained people should never try to do exorcisms.
Josh,
There's a
So
form of
many
exorcism
laws are
you've never
broken.
attempted.
So many
You have
laws have
to
been
use the
broken.
tools that you have and your understanding of how these energies work and how to use them and how to
Ma'am,
control them and how to communicate with them to be able to
ma'am,
get rid of them. Because there's an
ma'am,
exorcism in every religion.
ma'am.
In Islam, it's called ruqya.
Last try, ma'am. I have been a bishop for 23 years. I perform more exorcisms than you can count. I've been trained in how to do them properly. Don't condescend to me and tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay? You're digging the hole deeper for all of you. There are rules to doing exorcisms for a reason, so that you don't have this kind of shit show occur. And when people are not educated to do it right, this is what you end up with. one night, and one person, Johnny B, who thought he had the right and authority to do whatever he wanted to do, has racked up at least 3 or 4 felonies, damaged people emotionally, and now is continuing to try to justify his actions by bringing more and more people in to try to justify what he did.
I told you
This
I
is
was
Did
not
we,
going to.
did
immoral.
we bring this to you? Did we bring this to you? Who brought this
This
to you?
is now, I'm
These
not
are
telling you who
trolls that
brought
are
this to me.
pretending to be traumatized that just
I-
want to stir up drama.
That is not your call to make.
It is my call to make because I've known these people for 6
All right,
fucking years.
I've made my
They're
decision. I've made my decision. I'm
being a
sending
fucking
the
parent.
moments to the FBI. Let them investigate it. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Okay,